Hey everybody, I wanted to tell you three quick stories. I think you'll learn quite a bit when you follow the theme of these stories. So the first one has to do with a new woman I had, stretching client. She's a woman in her mid-50s. She came in and over the course of the conversation told me some issues that she was having with her blood work. She wasn't really sure about some of the numbers. I said, well, bring it in next time I see you. So sure enough, she brought it in, and I really didn't have time to sit and really look carefully, but what I did see was quite concerning. So I asked her if she was under the care of a doctor, and she said yes. And I said, is this blood work before or after you went through his protocol? And she said, it's after. And I said, okay, let me take a closer look. And I finished up with her, and later that night, I took a more careful look. And I was very concerned, and I texted her saying, send me the supplements that you're on. And I looked at the supplements, and everything there made sense as far as what she's taking. And I said, so just to be clear, you've been taking these supplements, and your blood work still looks like this. And how long have you been taking the supplements, etc.? She said, well, I haven't been taking them every day, but now I am. Now, just to be clear, when I hear people say that they're doing something from time to time or intermittently, in my experience, we already know from scientific data that self-reporting is horribly inaccurate. So when somebody says, I almost never do this, etc., it means, if they say almost never do this, meaning like I almost never eat dessert, that means that they eat dessert a lot more than you would think. Or if they say, I take my supplements sometimes, that means almost never. So I encouraged her, listen, it's very important that you take these supplements as RX, because from what I see here, it's very concerning. If the supplements don't fix what's going on, it's concerning. Now, I predict that the supplements might not fix what I see, because there is, and the next question I asked her was, did you get a genetic report from the doctor? Because, and this is the difference, there are genetic SNPs that map onto exactly her scenario, which has to do with symptoms of anemia and red blood cell damage. And it really has to do with glutathione, which I've talked about in previous videos. But I will be willing to bet my bottom dollar that she has this. And but she didn't. She didn't get a 23andMe report. She didn't get any genetic testing done. But it's about 8 to 10% of the population has it. It's not that uncommon. When people have this SNP, depending on how bad it is, whether you have one or two alleles, there are other things to be concerned with other than the glutathione or red blood cells. But nevertheless, this is just a point that I'm making about blood work tells you one thing, genetic reporting can tell you something else, and it would be very easy to miss a very important thing in the puzzle here, knowing that this person has this SNP, and actually what you see is predictive of that SNP. And so this is an example of where you would want to support that genetic SNP, meaning the single nucleotide polymorphism, the genetic SNP in this case is what you would want to support. And there are ways to support that SNP. And some of you may have guessed, one way may be, I'm not saying 100%, but may be to supplement with acetylglutathione. And there are ways to test that as well, what our glutathione levels are. The next story has to do with, I had a question about testosterone boosters. So this person is on a medicine which affects testosterone levels. Now, testosterone, the best way to boost testosterone, first of all, it is important that men have optimal testosterone levels. And it's natural that as we get older, those levels will diminish. But the best way to optimize testosterone is to have muscle on your body, meaning that you strength train. It's not just a matter of working out. You have muscle on your body, you have lean mass, right? That you're actually lean, meaning that you don't carry a lot of body fat, and that you sleep well, and eat well. These things will certainly help your testosterone. So sleep well, have lean mass, meaning you exercise, you strength train, and keep your body fat low. Now, that's easier said than done. But again, you know, everybody wants to be a billionaire, right? So the question is, what's the first step, right? The first step is to make your first dollar. So the tendency has to be, how do I improve my sleep? Which, I mean, how many times have we talked about that, everybody? I mean, I've run 2-hour seminars just on how to sleep better, because it is that important. But carrying more lean mass, losing body fat, that's the best way. Now, do testosterone boosters work that you buy over the counter? We're talking about in the fractions of percentages. So the best way to do this is to measure. You can get a blood test to measure your testosterone levels. And there are different testosterone markers. You look at what they are. Take the supplement for 8 weeks and see how much it changes. I guarantee you it won't change more than about 1%, which is almost nothing. On the other hand, if you lose 5% of your overall body mass, meaning like if you're 200 pounds and you get down to 190, if you start strength training, if you really clean up your diet, if you make sure that you're getting 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep every night, and you remeasure your testosterone levels, that may be in the orders of magnitude higher, 10, 12, 15, 30% higher testosterone. So there's no easy fix, everybody. Everybody wants to take a pill. And most pills that are that effective, and this leads me to my next point, most pills that are that effective have tremendous downstream effects. So think about it. If you're just taking a pill, and this is an important point, if you're just taking a pill to increase testosterone, or a cream, or a shot in your ass to increase your testosterone, which, by the way, is more common today than people would like to admit. You know, when you see your friends walking around at 50 years old and they're suddenly, you know, leaner and stronger out of nowhere, it's not the diet they're following. I assure you, they are under medical supervision, getting particular products. But the downstream effects of those things are the downstream effects. There are rebound effects in the body. So you're basically saying, hey, here's testosterone, and you're telling the body to stop making testosterone. This is a bad idea. When you shoot growth hormone into your body, you're telling your pituitary gland to stop making growth hormone. Is this something that sounds like a good idea to all of you? What are you going to do? Stay on testosterone therapy forever? Now, if you were a professional bodybuilder in your 20s and 30s and 40s, these people literally are on testosterone therapy forever. And they are paying the price consequentially as they get older. This is why most of them die of heart failure and have very particular diseases that show up later on in life. Nevertheless, you don't want to take something that has such a dramatic effect to cause downstream effects in your body. Your body's intelligent, it will adapt naturally. I did a video about hormesis. That's something you should listen to, because when you do something hormetically, that's more of an intelligent response to the body. So you can scroll back in the videos and you can hear me talking about hormesis. I was going to go into a third thing. Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow because it's already almost 9 minutes. But hopefully you guys learned a little something today. And I'll do that other thing during the week because it's also pretty cool. All right. Have a good day, everybody.